pass a phase, you can't go back to it that same turn. So Leo, let's talk more about what you can do during your main phase. There's two highlights that are really important: summoning a monster and using spells and traps. Your cards with yellow or orange borders are monster cards. When you bring a monster card out onto the field, it's called a summon. Summoning monsters is one of the basics of dueling. You summon a monster so you can use it to attack your opponent, plus defend against your opponent's attacks. Now, let's try it for real.
Awesome! Let's see how it's done. Leo, would you keep it down?
Come on, you two. The game's supposed to be fun.
Sorry. Go on, Yusei.
Choose the monster in your hand you want to summon. Then summon it in attack or defense position. Attack position monsters go face up. Monsters summoned in defense position go face down and sideways, so your opponent can't see what they are. Usually, you want to put monsters with high attack points in attack position and monsters with high defense points in defense position. One more thing. When summoning a monster, notice the number of stars under the monster's name. If a monster has 5 or more stars, it needs to be tribute summoned. Tribute summon means you have to send a monster from your side of the field to the graveyard before you can summon that big monster. For a monster with 5 or 6 stars, you must tribute one monster you control to summon it. For a monster with 7 or more stars, you must tribute 2 monsters to summon it.
So I can't summon a really powerful monster right away?
That's right. Luna, do you also understand up to now?
Yes, I'm fine.
There are also other monsters that are summoned in special ways. As long as you meet the requirements, you can summon as many of these special monsters as you want during your main phase. If you can master using them, these are some very powerful monsters. My favorite special monsters are the white-bordered Synchro Monsters. Synchro Monsters are special summoned when you have a tuner monster, plus 1 or more monsters that are not tuners. The combined levels of the tuner and the non-tuners must be equal to the monster's level you want to synchro summon.
Whoa, cool! So I can summon a monster like normal, then I can do a synchro summon that turn as long as I have the right monsters. My power tool dragon is a synchro monster! Ugh, Leo, you're such a bragger.
There are also purple-bordered fusion monster cards and blue-bordered ritual monster cards. So that's it for summoning monsters in the main phase. Next up,
the battle phase!
Hang on, Leo. You forgot about spells and traps. Cards with green borders are spell cards. You usually use these during your turn. You can even use them right from your hand. To use a spell card, you say the card's name and place the card from your hand onto the field. After you do what the card says, place that spell card in the graveyard.
Spells are awesome! I want to try some! Me too! What do we do?
I'll demonstrate how to use a spell card. First, select a spell card in your hand. Next, declare that you're activating it and place it on the field. Afterwards, resolve the effect. The used spell card is placed in the graveyard on the right side of the field. Spell cards can be used from your hand, but you can also use them after you set them on the field.
I understand.
Cards with pink borders are trap cards. Trap cards are different from spell cards because you have to set them face down on the field before you can use them. Trap cards can be used even during your opponent's turn. Traps have won me a lot of duels, but you have to learn how to use them right. You can only use trap cards after you set them face down on the field, and you can't use a trap the same turn it was set. But you can use it starting on your opponent's next turn. Just say the card's name and flip it face up. After you do what the card says, place it in your graveyard. Now then, let's use a trap card for real. First, declare that you are activating the trap card that is set on your side of the field. After the effect resolves, place the used trap card in the graveyard.